With the Summit of the Future taking place at the level of the United Nations in New York later this week, we have a look and observe the ongoing intergovernmental negotiations with regard to the Pact for the Future. The big challenge here is that indeed silence has been broken. The third revised version of the Pact for the Future has been commented on, and nearly all 88 paragraphs of it have been commented on by Russia and a number of other countries. And this means that indeed the international community of states is now challenged to again arrive at a new consensus. We here look at particularly 4 areas. We are looking at the whole area of financing for development, for instance, the proposition by Secretary General Guterres to introduce an SDG stimulus of $500 billion a year in order to accelerate SDG implementation, but also support countries in high debts, as well as in a situation where, due to the debt crisis, investments into the Agenda 2030 are difficult, can be supported. Then we look at the field of global governance reforms with regard to the United Nations, here for instance the UN Security Council, but also reform processes that overall seek to give G20 countries and economies a bigger voice in the decision-making processes on the level of the United Nations, but also within the context of a number of the international financial institutions such as the World Bank or IMF. Third, we look at the whole role and protection of human rights in combination also with topics of peace and security. These, of course, are foundational to the United Nations as a whole. And fourth, as a research institute and think tank here at IDOS, we are particularly interested in the field of science, technology and innovation. We are interested in seeing the ramping up of ambition with regard to science policy making, especially in so far lesser equipped and financed science systems. We here want to see and hope to see substantially more ambition in the areas of regional, bilateral, trilateral and multilateral funding formats, in addition to national funding formats for research and development. And of course, we are particularly interested in equitable research partnerships, equitable science and knowledge cooperation for jointly addressing the global challenges. Thanks.